We don't harvest trees in the botanical gardens. For example, there is a tree that fell here. We let it down, the ants cut it down, it goes back in the soil. We've been talking about trees, the age, the size, the crown, but there is something that is very interesting. There is an natural artistic expression that you see around this tree. Many of you might wonder, why does this canarium have all these fruits, all these roots? These are buttresses with scars and buildings and what. I'm going to tell you something. This is a tree that has been harvested for so many years, because the buttress and the bower or the stem are very far away. People come to harvest essence of this tree. Now when they cut the essence, if you cut this tree, what would be like the gum, it comes out and makes that essence. And because these people have harvested several, causing a lot of scars on this tree, and the scars stop up to here, meaning this is the length and the height, and this is the advantage of a very big tree. They can hurt the roots, but the roots have a way of rebuilding themselves, but in the process of rebuilding, they create a very unique design. They don't take the roots actually, they only cut the bark. Like here, they cut the bark so that the essence, the gum can come up to form the essence. And when it is healing, it creates a scar, and its scar builds to create things like this. At every scar, you know that every build that you see, you know that somebody cut there to harvest or to get essence out of it. This tree is so old, very old. It is more than 100 years old. The roots have themselves turned into burrows. It has a burrow inside, and I don't know whether you can see there is a hole here, and that means there is someone who stays inside this tree. If you come here, you can come closer and have a look. The process of harvesting has also damaged, but somehow, out of goodness, the burrow, there's an animal that burrows and it created a hole, and there is somebody who stays inside there. We don't want to touch, pull out whoever is staying inside there, whether he's inside or he's outside, but these are the things that really make nature very beautiful, that a tree can become an ecosystem to keep other wildlife in it. Just on that root there, you can see the termites have built, they have a hole, they have their kingdom on the tree, and the tree is not affected. That's the beauty of nature. So the tree transforms to make sure that it keeps on standing. And if you want to get a challenge of one of the oldest canarium trees in the country, this is one of them. I'm very sure it is more than 100 years. Actually, it is more than 200 years, because I believe it was here before the botanical gardens were made. And so that is its name. And it should be having a date of when that plaque was made. These were the oldest plaques. African canarium. In Uganda they call it Entebbe, and they are found in East Africa. I am inside a tree. If it rained here and I put a roof, I'd be in one of the most beautiful areas in the world. I just need a chair and a cup of coffee, and then I look at the rest of us. This tree was not planted. It grew on its own because it is found in this environment where we are. In Uganda we call it omwafu. It is in Buganda we have seen people eating them pafu. But the fruits are all enjoyed by all types of birds. And I want us to look, I'm trying to hug this tree. I don't know how, me personally, I am 2 feet here and 2 feet here, which is 4 feet. So if I do this, I don't even reach half of it. That means This might be more than 10 feet. They call it DBH, diameter at breast height. Once I was here in the botanical gardens, and these people who engage in tree cutting and harvesting looked at this tree and said, wow, look at this tree. I wish I could access it and have the timber. It has more than 2 tracks of timber in it. I felt so bad that the person was looking at the tree for personal harvesting and only enjoying it himself for that benefit. Whereas when it is here, it helps all of us. As I said, it is indigenous. What is the main difference between an indigenous tree and exotic tree? An indigenous tree is a tree that was made, grows, or if you plant it, it is from Uganda specifically. It is not only endemic here in Uganda, it is on all forests, tropical forests in Africa, mainly in West Africa and sub-Saharan Africa. But indigenous means a tree that is African or is Ugandan. Then exotic means that it's a tree that you bring from another place and you bring in. I'll give you 2 examples. All Ugandans love chicken, or people love chicken. We have got exotic and indigenous chicken. Local chicken is considered indigenous, whereas exotic chicken is chicken they import from Netherlands, where and we take them as broilers, as layers, whereas our indigenous chicken do free range. As we stand out here, we are looking at different species of trees, but there is a specific tree of interest that you'll find here. The botanical gardens being a tree for research and exploration, a place for research and exploration, we've got some palm trees here. We've got the royal palm, and then we've got the palm that you always find in national parks, back there. This royal palm is not usually that height, and I believe these 3 royal palms might be the tallest palms in Africa. In Uganda, they are the tallest. I'm sure I need to research more about it. They should be the tallest in Africa. Why are they very tall? First of all, they were planted in a valley, in a hill, where all water collects, and they were put on a hard base. Most palms grow on sandy soils, where the soils are weak, and because they have weak fibrous roots, they tend not to grow very tall for purposes of conserving their life, to make sure that they are there. But what we are looking at right now is the palms which have grown so tall, and they are very old palms. I'll take this as a challenge for anybody watching this video to look for the tallest palm trees in Africa. But these are the tallest trees I've ever seen. I've not moved so much around the world, but in areas where I've gone and seen palms on the coast and everywhere, I've seen palm trees, but they are not as tall as the palm trees we are looking at. That is one of the features that we need to come out and look in the botanical gardens. Come and take a picture with the tallest palm trees. It is set in a very beautiful environment. They tend to leave it to nature sometimes to look after it. We don't harvest trees in the botanical gardens. For example, there is a tree that fell here. They let it down, the ants cut it down, it goes back in the soil. Thanks to UA, thanks to you work for managing the botanical garden so well in its natural form. We also have fruit trees. You might wonder what eats the fruits. You've got jackfruit, you've got mangoes, you've got mangostina, you've got durian. We have a lot of fruits. We even have sarkides, one of the most endangered plants considered to be fossils in Uganda that are planted around here. But right now we are going to look at the jackfruit. And you'll wonder who enjoys the jackfruit in a setting like this one. Once in a while human beings come and enjoy, which is not so ethical, because the fruits here are supposed to be reserved for wildlife, for birds, for wild animals. Like here we have monkeys. The types of monkeys we have in the botanical garden, we have the red-tailed monkey, we have the barbet monkey, then we have the black and white colobus monkey. So this is a jackfruit. I don't know how many of us have seen a jackfruit, but a jackfruit is a succulent fruit with seeds inside. It's very sweet, has got a nice flavor, and it was imported in Uganda from India. So this is the jackfruit. These ones are all raw. When it is ripe and ready, it makes a very deep sound and a little bit soft. You cut it out, and when you cut it, you get the fruits are inside with seeds. They can germinate and grow anywhere. They're a very good source for magnesium, vitamin C. Like you can see, they grow, and some people today, it's a very big business along roadsides. Most women get these fruits, pack them, and travelers enjoy them along their ways. Every bus stop, every stage, you're going to find jackfruit. Thanks to whoever brought it to Uganda, it is a fruit enjoyed by parents, by children, of all people of all ages enjoy it. Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, we are on one of the